10 amazing types of Neverwinter players. Roll it. Welcome back to another 10 Types of Neverwinter Players edition of my 10 Types edition, which is a new addition to the edition of editions. Understood? I knew you would. So before you all chuck a mental and toss tomatoes at me, I'm not even sure why I went all Australian on you, but yeah, let's begin. 1. The mentor. A mentor is a person who helps players. A mentor helps a player in a mutually beneficial gaming relationship in which an experienced individual, the mentor, imparts knowledge, expertise, and wisdom to a less experienced person, the mentee, while simultaneously honing their own mentoring skills. An effective mentor can professionally guide the mentee while maintaining a friendly and supportive relationship. A mentor should always have the mentee's best interests in mind and tailor their mentorship style to meet the needs of the mentee. Mentors in Neverwinter teach a variety of things and do it willingly and selflessly. I've always had tons of respect for mentors in Neverwinter. They are a dying breed and have become increasingly more difficult to find. So if you are lucky enough to have found one, then grab the opportunity by the budgie smugglers. Trust me, there are not many of them to go around anymore, but they do exist, and the mentor usually is happy to see the mentee surpass them, usually, because sometimes they can throw hissy fits. 2. The Class Sensei. The Class Sensei shares a lot of similarities to a mentor, but more honed into one area, one specific subject, which is the class that they have mastered themselves. They will gladly show you all of your possible gear options and even go as far as breaking down why each specific item is good for your class. A Class Sensei can and will join you in dungeon or trial runs just to observe your rotations and overall performance. They will walk you through all your options for your build and explain all the pros and cons so you can make an educated choice. There are various types of Class Senseis, and the most common one is the one that creates guides for the general public. Those guides can be in a written form, posted on various sites or Discord channels, or uploaded on YouTube as visual guides that you can follow and learn from. I personally think senseis are extremely valuable and a key to helping newer players learn their chosen class. 3. The Event Entrepreneur. This type of Neverwinter player exists in every decent and well-organized alliance. They can even exist in less organized alliances. This player thrives off creativity. They like to create intriguing events for members or their guild or alliance, which most of the time includes some sort of prize on completion or for participating. They can include a variety of events like gathering stronghold resources and investing them into a specific guild, and the players who invest the most win prizes. It can involve PvP events, racing, hide and go seek, and a multitude of other creative events. Some of the events are not even prize related, but are events to teach you how to complete certain dungeons or trials. It can be anything and everything. Most of the event entrepreneurs usually either give out prizes that the guild itself gathered, but there are some, like myself actually, who gives prizes out of pocket. The event entrepreneurs are one of my favorite types of players because they make the game a lot more exciting, especially in between modules when we are bored out of our minds. 4. The Giver. Now here's a type of player that I have seen around multiple times. The Giver is that player who always gives, and giving can literally be anything, from actual items that they can give you or give their own time and help you complete various tasks in Neverwinter. And no, just in case it crossed your mind, the Giver will not help you or give you any sexual favors. Okay? So stop being creepy. The givers I have come across are very generous. They give enchantments, they give mounts, companions, and whatever else they have to spare. And it doesn't even have to be something they can spare. I myself have often given away items that I didn't have to spare, but I gave it away because it makes me feel good to make somebody else happy. And I know for a fact that there are others out there that do the same, if not more. I'm not unique in this regard. So if you are fortunate enough to have a giver around, make sure not to ask for things, as then you just become a beggar and you are just taking advantage of the giver's giving nature, and he might even stop giving you. The giver only thrives by giving when you least expect it. That's the fun in being the giver, and they're also giving you their time. So please, if there is someone giving you their time, remember they are not obligated to. So a thank you would be nice. 5. The Picker-Upper. The Picker-Upper is that one girl or guy who all they do in a dungeon trial or skirmish run is make sure they pick everybody up. I mean, sure, they do other things too, like they cast spells, they tank, DPS, or whatever their job is. But as soon as a body hits the floor, they are on it. Doesn't matter if they are tanking, healing, or getting bitch slapped by 10 angry skeletons or zombies. They will pick your ass up every time. What's that? You died? Here, let me pick your ass up. The picker-uppers are usually the same in zone farming. If you die in a BHE or by a random redcap withering your limbs with blood magic, he or she will again pick you up. It's what they do. It is their contribution to Neverwinter by bending over and picking you up. So be grateful, you plebs. They just saved you 20,000 astral diamonds or more, which would be the cost of the scroll that you would have used if they weren't around. 6. The Caller. The Caller is another very useful and important individual. They exist literally in every aspect of the game. Mostly though, they are zone callers, which means when a BHE, which is a big heroic encounter, or any encounter is up, they will call it in zone chat so everybody else that needs it can skedaddle and get there. But the most important callers in my opinion are the trial callers, the ones who know all the mechanics in Tom or Zerial. Their calls make you know what's going to happen beforehand. That way you know what to expect. Granted, calling only benefits those who use voice comms, so Discord mostly. So if you don't use Discord, maybe you should. Callers are also senseis of sorts, not teaching about your class necessarily, but teaching you all the various and intricate mechanics of Tom or Zerial. And in time, with enough calls, you will also learn how to survive and how the specific trial works. So callers are literally great to have. So a thank you to them would also be the right thing to do. 7. The Chief People Pleaser. This type of player is found hanging out in Alliance, Guild, or Zone chats, and all they do is answer every possible question they come across, and it doesn't even have to be about Neverwinter. Their goal is to help or please you. If you are down, they'll boost you up with words of wisdom or confidence. They are also commonly found telling jokes or real-life funny stories to boost morale in the zone. They can also be found plussing up for dungeon runs to help, tag along in hunts, and even as far as giving you their own trophies. Literally anything to please everybody around them. Sure, at times this can become overwhelming because some of them don't know when to stop or when not to cross certain boundaries. But overall they are fantastic, and who doesn't want a little pleasure in their lives, right? 8. The Pun Master. The Pun Master. This male or female will never, and I mean never, miss out on an opportunity to dish out a good or really horrible pun. These pun masters are literally everywhere. I've encountered them in Discord and in-game. They sit there reading every possible conversation, just waiting for the opportunity to pounce. And once they have used the pun, they will wait for reactions. And if nobody gets it, or if they did but didn't reply, laugh, or show some sort of reaction to said pun, they will make sure to point out the pun and how funny it actually was. The past, the present, and the future walked into a bar. It was tense. Shopping centers, you've seen one, you've seen them all. My ceiling isn't the best, but it's up there. You know, I'm not a pun master, but a pun master can make you laugh or make you lose your mind. Depends on the quality of the pun and the timing. If a pun master is throwing puns like nobody's business, the puns lose all value and then it just becomes annoying. But in general, they can be very amusing, and I myself have been known to throw out some puns in my video content. Yeah, I know, I'm awesome. 9. The Joker. The Joker is a unique breed, and we all have them. They can be borderline trolls, but they mostly enjoy telling jokes in zone chats or guild alliance chats, and sometimes play pranks on people if they can. The Joker sometimes feeds misinformation, like I just got a Tensor's floating disc in Malabog's castle. That sort of thing, which, like I said, borders on trolling, or it can even be considered a form of trolling. They're the ones who usually say something funny in chats, followed by just kidding or just joking. I myself personally only enjoy jokers when it's impeccable timing. If they keep joking or whatever else, it gets old pretty fast. But in general, they're pretty good to have around. And 10, we have the Problem Solver. Good problem solvers are good thinkers. They usually have less drama and problems to begin with and don't get overly emotional when faced with a problem. They usually see problems as challenges and life experiences and try to stand above them objectively. Good problem solvers in Neverwinter use a combination of intuition and logic to come up with their solutions. Intuition has more to do with the emotional and instinctive side of us, and logic is more related to our cognition and thinking. Good problem solvers in Neverwinter use both of these forces to get as much information as they can to come up with the best possible solution. In addition, they are reasonably open-minded but logically skeptical. They don't need to be right all the time. They focus on finding the right solution rather than wanting to prove they are right at all costs. They look the opportunity within the problem, they see problems as challenges, and try to learn from them. They sometimes turn out to be testers and really good at math.
Come on, do math.
If something isn't working as intended, they make it their business to find the solution, and it will literally drive them up the wall if they don't figure it out. And luckily for you, if it's your problem in Neverwinter, then maybe it will be solved by the problem solver. So that's the 10 positive Neverwinter players I could think of. I'm sure there are tons more, but you asked for this video, so here it is. If you have more ideas, make sure to tell me in the comments below. I really enjoy making these videos. Anyways, got more videos to create, more ideas in my mind, and so I gotta bounce. Galactic here. Peace out. Stay safe.